Thank you. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Page Fights, the show where we take your landing pages and put them up against the heavyweight conversion rate optimization champions of the world. I'm your host, Tommy is my name, and we have a great show lined up for you today. In case you're unfamiliar with the format of the show, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take 10 landing pages that were submitted by you guys out of a big pool of pages that were submitted. Actually, this time around, we had around 88 pages, and we're going to have our 3 judges critique them and give actionable advice, as well as some, fun little jabs, because it wouldn't be a fight without a couple of jabs and right hooks thrown in there. What our contestants are competing for is a 6-month trial of Unbounce Pro 99 for free and access to the Conversion XL conversion course. Once you win, then you get the fame and glory of being on the show, and you get these cool prizes and the advice and critiques from our judges, so you'll be able to get all sorts of cool actionable advice moving forward. Without any further ado, why not introduce our judges here? First up, we have Oli Gardner of Unbounce. He is the co-founder of Unbounce and has seen, I think you were saying, what, 35,000 landing pages today, Oli?
Yes, and it's going to get bloody, I think, today. It's going to get messy.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to say. We've got some great contestants up today. Next up, we have Peep Laja of Conversion XL. He is he's actually Oli's twin brother, if you didn't notice, and he is a mean guy when it comes to these landing pages. But
aww, blasphemy!
We love you, Pep. We love you. And then finally, last but not least, we have Noah Kagan of AppSumo and SumoMe. He has all sorts of cool tools that are designed for business owners to be able to get more out of their websites. What's up, Noah? Welcome to the fight.
Thanks for having me, guys.
No problem. So we're going to get right into these pages here. Noah, I'm going to actually have you kick us off on this first page. It is above grade level in-home tutoring. Let me know when you can see my screen. And if you want to just lock onto my screen here, you'll be able to see the pages full out through the show. What's your first impression of this page here, and what do you got to say?
As I was telling the guys earlier, I love it. I think they hit all of the elements that we're looking for, fake images, tons of different fonts, tons of colors. I mean, this is the model that everyone should be following. So, I don't want them to just give up, and they should probably just stay off the internet. But in terms of the things that I would like to see, I mean, I think everyone watching already knows that, like, they have a lot of stock images. There's probably not real people, and even the ones that seem real might be fake. I think what I really kind of look at on a page is, like, what's the first thing that you want me to look at? And so if they have a kid with a thumb up, they have a woman pointing to a phone number, and then they have an arrow pointing down. And so when I'm looking at a site, like, what's the first thing? And there's not really a clear indicator of that. And then as I'm going through the page, it's like opportunities limited. And so I kind of wonder, like, how many? I'm like, what's the opportunity, and then how many are limited? I found it really helpful in landing pages to say that there's 10 or 20 or 1,000 or 100 or whatever that many is for it. And as you're going down, it gets even worse with, like, I don't really want an asterisk when I'm signing up for something. I don't know if you guys noticed that. That always kind of is a concern, where what are the terms that, like, they're going to call me every day. Other things that I kind of look at when I'm on a page is I always minimize the page. I don't know if you guys did that, but a lot of traffic now, I'm sure you guys know it, is a decent amount is mobile. So I pretty much take every page on my browser and shrink it to just kind of see what the mobile experiences looks like, and I think this one is pretty shitty. Are we allowed to swear? This is a PG-13. Okay. So I always kind of try to minimize a page to see what the mobile experience is like. And lastly, what I personally have found out is that I kind of like a one-stream view on sites, is that if you kind of have the ad blindness on the right side, so I try to minimize anything that's a right side, like popular post or sidebar, and focus everything on a one vertical content play. One vertical kind of like stream for the reader. I mean, there's more. I want to let the other guys kind of hit it off.
That's some great feedback there. Pat, you actually talk a little bit about, we've talked about visual hierarchy before on Conversion XL. Let's start with that, and then, Oli, we'll jump into some of the thoughts you have, because I know you have some thoughts on that terms and conditions, at least.
Well, I think Noah already covered it. There's nothing here that is more prominent than other shit, except stupid photos. And what's weird, so in the header we have these small children, like 8 years old, and then first testimonial, I got into Harvard. What? And then math and English, why not separate these? What's your actual offer here? And they say, world-class tutoring. And that's the only thing you say about the tutors, like who they are, who says they're world class. Did they win tutor world championships, tutor Olympics? I mean, they don't do anything to communicate the value or credibility of their offer.
Yeah, Tommy, can you fill in the form, please? Maybe use Pep's email or something.
Yeah. There's all my contact information there, everybody. If you're interested. What? Actually, wait. What is this field supposed to be? Okay, email.
Yeah. Inline suck.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah.
And then I'm not putting my phone number on the internet. No way.
Put something in. Just go.
555.
My point here, and we'll get to it. This is a location-based service, right? It's gonna be in your home. Now click on that. That is the first time on this page the word Toronto has ever been mentioned.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
You have to agree to do this before they even tell you which city it's in. So that's kind of...
Oh, great.
We actually have an ad for this page as well. There is good match between... The send is pretty good from the ad through to this. It talks about... the language is very similar. The offer is in both, so that's good. But it doesn't say Toronto in the ad either, so... That's
one of the bullet points there is that 3 countries. So
right over here.
You didn't know that Toronto is a city-state. Okay.
Right.
I think one of the things I'm wondering too is that what's the benefit? Is it I get to learn math? Is it for my kid? I think I'm not clear on what is it happens after I join this program.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it you get I get $100 of tutoring for what, and then what do they get afterwards?
Yeah,
Right.
and talk about the fact that it's for your child. Get this tutoring for your child, not because is it for me? Is this a kid coming here? I don't know. It's kind of mixed up a little bit.
Above grade level,
video is awful.
I believe you guys need to bring a little bit more clarity to the page and basically bring some more visual hierarchy to it so we know what to look at first and bring that value proposition to the forefront. We've done a lot of stuff on value proposition in the past episodes, so if you wanted to take a look at that, feel free, and there's some really great resources out there. All you have to do is Google it, and you'll see some great stuff. We have to move on, guys, so we're moving on to Polis, P-O-L.is, Polis, a smart commenting system for smart media organizations. Ollie, why don't you kick us off on this one?
This landing page makes my face hurt. The copy on this page is some of the worst I think I've ever read. Look at the things below. The headline is, for a start, a smart commenting system for smart media organizations. I don't know what that means. Is this something that goes in a WordPress blog, or where are these comments existing? Web or in-app? Meaningless. Discussions of any size. What are you really telling me here? No discussion threads, effortless integration with what? Marginalizes trolls? Way better comments than who, than what? And look at the social proof here is pretty incredible. Already being used by one local newspaper. That's not really that much good evidence. And there's nothing here that tells me what this actually is.
What is the use case? What's the problem that they are solving? It's what?
The biggest thing that's missing is context of use. What does it look like? In what context do I actually use this? And how do you... It gets down here. Try it. This is so confusing. Okay, week 4 salaries. There's a bunch of questions that appear here, and you agree or disagree. If you click agree there, Tommy,
Yep.
you get another question, but there's nothing happened. There's no feedback. Is there a numerical thing that's being added up here? What's going on here? I don't know what's. It's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems like the highest level thing is, who should be using it, why should they be using it, and ultimately, it seems like at the top, I don't really know what action they want us to take.
Yeah.
Right. So who's the customer? Why should they be using it? And then what's the one thing they want? I always like one thing on a page to do, and I actually don't know what they want us to do on that page.
And that learn more thing, that's not visible above the fold for most screen sizes. So it's actually, you think way better comments, that's where it ends. And that example thing, way at the bottom, that's the best thing on the page because it actually shows you what it is, kind of, so you can play around with it. But I agree with Ollie that it should give better feedback there. So I would move that right at the top, and of course the copy. I mean, smart media organization. What the hell is that? You know. So better clarity. Show the fucking product.
Something that confuses me too is that it's like smart commenting system for over here. So like I'm starting to think like, okay, maybe it's an alternative to Discuss or Li-Fi or something. But then we get down here and it's like people love polls, and then we look at this and it's not really. It doesn't. It's not.
That's what I read too. People love polls. It's not. That's not what it says. It says people love Polish.
So Polish is the brand.
Oh, okay.
The two things that I would recommend for them, guys, what I think would make more sense is like they should talk to their friends and use the language they describe it to their friends as their copy on this page. Because I don't think I would tell you guys like I wouldn't say, hey, we have a smart commenting system. I'd say, hey, Pep, I can get you twice as many comments as you normally get.
Yeah, get rid of trolls. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So
more people chime in.
Yeah, there's a case study out by conversion rate experts where they did that with Rand Fishkin. They had Rand Fishkin just describe what Moz did and recorded him say it, and then incorporated a lot of that stuff into a longer landing page. I think that's a great practice. Thanks, Noah. All right, we're gonna move on. Maybe there we go. Score revolution, genius in every genre. Discover and license music from Danny Elfman.
Okay, so my first question is, who is Danny the Elfman? And why should I care?
But I think we should also assume this is people coming from... I was assuming this is people coming who might have already known Danny.
Well, and also, see, our catalog includes over 15,000 tracks from many composers and film music owners, not just Danny. So, so which is it? And then enter emails to access scores by Danny. Oh, I don't know if anyone liked them. And those selected soundtracks, you would think that you could click and play. No, you can't. So they don't give you anything. Everything is behind the wall. I know nothing about Elfman. I might need a soundtrack or something. Let me play. You know.
Yeah, you know Danny Elfman if you heard him.
Because the soundtrack things that the DVD covers, they're clickable, but nothing happens when you click them, which is a bit of a fail. Like if you mouse over them, you'll see that they are interactive. But
so people on this page probably don't care about Danny. They care about solving their problem. They need a soundtrack or something. So this is so egocentric. It is not the user-centric approach here.
Did we get an ad for? Do we see the ad that brought people into this? Because if that's a segmented campaign,
not this one, I don't think.
All right. Because this would make sense if it were kind of a segmented campaign. But yeah, you should definitely have the interactive elements of it. Like, let me listen to some Danny Elfman before you like reinforce it. Jeez.
And Danny Elfman bio, like, who cares? I care about me and my problem. Not your when you were born and what did you win in 1970, you know?
Noah, you look like you got something to say.
Yeah, no, I think I want Pep to put on some Danny Elfman at home so he can enjoy him. The things that I've noticed on this page that was surprising for me was like at the top of the page. I'm always if you scroll up a little bit, Tommy, I don't know why they have their logo so apparent in the front of it. I think that's pretty much pointless. I would move that to the left or the right side so you could focus on the core content. I always get a little like sketched out when there's like a box that's like, by checking this box, we're gonna do some weird shit.
Yeah.
So I always kind of want people to either just don't have that or just tell me what you're gonna do that might be creepy. I don't know if this is one of the things you always read on like different blog posts. Some do it, some don't. I think continue is weird. But you could also say like get Danny's music, and then you might want to put other people who are benefiting from it below that. So like either trust or basically push down the Danny and soundtracks, and below the continue, it's like people are using Danny's music in like McDonald's commercials, these movies, so that you actually have an idea of like where people are benefiting from.
Right, build the context around it, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that where people are using it so that I'm incentivized to want to do this.
Yeah, because if you like, I think it's cool that you can license Danny Elfman's music. I didn't even know that was possible. I love Danny Elfman as a composer, but I'd love to be able to hear some Danny Elfman right here and be like,
if you fill in the form, you know, it says 15,000. You go in there, it's you get dumped right into a kind of a web app. It's kind of confusing, and it has 16 little clips of his music. I mean, bring some of that, like as a preview, bring some of that through as to validate the fact that there is something there and its quality, and you know, get a bit of a sense of like what is this? So what is this tool? Right? There's nothing about at the bottom of the landing page. It starts talking a little bit about what the tool is. But there's no sense of that
Ron, so do you actually get to play those songs and you could license them for my own movies and stuff?
Yeah.
That's cool.
See, that's way cooler. Like, I would almost want one of those soundtracks, like Pep was saying, on this page so I can experience it.
Yeah.
Or like even maybe a screenshot of this, of like, here's all the different songs, or like maybe a list of the music that you can have access to.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
You shouldn't put a simple thing as listening to a song behind a wall. You know, that's stupid.
Yeah.
We should have some nice soothing autoplay music when you get here, so you're like, yeah, Danny Elfman.
Right on. All right, guys, we're gonna move on. I think we had that's some great feedback there, and hopefully you guys can use that moving forward. Next here we have Car Coin. Sell your car faster. See how. Sell my car.
I thought you just said car porn.
Well, you know.
Car coin.
Hey, one thing I want to show, it's pretty, so Tommy, play the video. I'm not a video watcher, I never do it at websites, but go all the way to the end of it, skip to the end, because I didn't watch it. If you go to the end, so they have like this link in the video, if you use Wistia, it's really nice, you can actually have links there, but click the link.
I don't, this link?
No, the video. Go back.
Okay.
So I really like this on landing pages, if you have videos at the end of them, it goes to a broken page.
Yeah. Wow, this is cool.
Okay, hold on a second here.
Anyway, just go back, like, whatever. The point being is that, like, I like using Wistia, and at the end of your videos having a CTA, just make sure they work.
Yeah, I didn't get a CTA there. I got a bin page. All right.
And you know, you have to look at your visit to play rate. On most sites is around 10%, so that means 90% are not watching a video. So your video should be a supplemental thing, not the main thing. And of course, this video is damn boring. It starts with, "Do you want to sell your car?" Well, duh. Why the hell am I on this page? And they're not mentioning their value proposition. And I'm also not a video watcher, and I wanted to watch this, but it was so boring. I mean, they put some money into it. The design was nice, but content.
Where's a good place to get, hey, Pep, where's a good place to get video? Do you know any recommendations, or Oli, or Tommy?
I mean, I
Well,
have some friends.
I mean, is there a way that we could recommend people, like, if you want to get a good video?
Yeah, if you know anybody.
Yeah, we'll try and share some stuff on social after or something. Yeah.
Okay. The two things that I was noticing, for this site is one, I think Pep started addressing it, and I've noticed this with our businesses, is that about 1%, maybe 2% are going to be ready to sell their car, which means that 98% aren't going to be ready to sell their car at that time. So I would recommend collecting email addresses at some point on this page, because most of your audience isn't primed for taking that action. And the other thing that I would consider or recommend on this page is that selling a car is not like selling your baseball card or a book. It's a pretty big decision. And so a phone number and a button is nice, but I would actually recommend live chat, because it's a larger decision process that, you know, we use Snap Engage and we like that, but there's Olark and Zopum and all the other guys. So I would recommend those two things.
Yeah,
the headline, "Sell my car faster." I mean, it's not specific enough. Like, how much faster? And that call to action that's on the next page or after the video, there's get 7 offers. Now, that's much better than just faster. Get 7 offers for your car.
Right.
I like that.
Tommy,
Well, that actually makes sense too. Someone on Dustin on Twitter was saying, you know, please explain the car pyramid. Is that what that's supposed to mean? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's the junkyard.
Okay.
Tommy, can you just refresh the page so we get back to the start?
Yeah. And try see if I don't break the Hangout, because you know.
Because this is a pretty good forward value proposition. I get it. I mean, you know, I saw this. I was ready to declare a winner right here. I get it. Sell your car faster. To me, that's really good. But this is a click-through page, right? A click-through page is a page designed where you click on a button and you go through to somewhere else. You click on this one, it takes you to, it's different. Man, I hate it.
One competitor called Peddle.com. It's an Austin-based company, PEDDLE.com. It's pretty interesting because they basically say sell your car instantly. That's like compelling. I'm like, okay, I like
faster, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was a good point of how much faster. And then they basically check out Peddle.com. I thought they did it pretty well.
The comparison there, it says it's all free here, but I'm like, well, why is this one free and the other guys aren't? Someone must be paying for this, right? And in your FAQs, you don't address that. I'd like to know why this is free. Like, we get our revenue from da-da-da. That's an important trust factor for me, because if it's just...
testimonial there where a girl says that she sold her car in 24 hours. Now that's, again, better than faster, like this chick here. 24 hours. Well, I mean, yeah, I'll take that, because selling a car through Craigslist, I don't know if they have Craigslist in Australia, but that takes a while,
Right.
So.
The other thing is, like, why don't they have a crappy car? Like, they have some really attractive female on a page. Like, I kind of want to relate to it, where it's like, here's my story. Like, I had a car, I posted it, I had 30 crap offers, and then I actually got it done faster, or whatever their main proposition is, using CarCoin.
That would be a good way to test that out. All right, guys, we got to move on. Moving on to the next one, CarCoin. If you guys want to vote for CarCoin, this is contestant number 5, I believe.
Hey, Tommy, can I have one last thing? Or, oh, all right, Emma.
All right, yeah, 4.
I was going to say one last thing that Pep highlighted, which is really cool that you should do, is that test your, we did this and it worked out really well. On your videos, test the thumbnail to see which one actually gets more people to click. So Pep was talking about that, and I think that's a really good thing. Most people don't click. Try a few different thumbnail images, see what will get people to start playing a video if that's your main call to action.
All right, fantastic. Ollie, I'm going to have you kick us off on this one. Actually, no, Pep, I'm going to have you kick us off because we haven't had you start in a while. Charger Solutions Power to Go 12,000 mAh portable battery charger.
Yeah, well, besides winning the Design Award of the Year, award goes to this guy's grandma. Charger Solutions Power to Go. What? That's awkward. And 12,000 mAh. I assume it's a unit of some kind. I have no idea how much that is. And what I see there, it looks like it's, if I want to jump start my car, but you have to like read through the small fine print to discover that it actually charges a whole bunch of shit, like your whatever phone and whatever. But those pictures, you want to click and enlarge them, doesn't work. And then there's a buy now button. How much?
No price.
And if you scroll down to the actual pricing list, I took one look. Scroll down, Tommy.
I'm scrolling.
And I said, how much is it? Oh, it's 247. All right. Well, it's kind of expensive. And actually, that's
not
how much this would be when bought separately. The actual price is like 159.
It's
but I saw
170.
that on my second visit to the site.
Yeah, those PayPal buttons are so bad. You need to get a bigger one, a better one. I mean, you don't need the button. You just need the link on the button. You get your own button for that because they're just tragically bad. Tommy, can you go to the top?
The tree is an animated GIF.
Because I agree. This makes me think of emergency car starting kind of thing, which you can use it for, but there's a lot of, like Pep saying, a lot of tech use for this, like all your devices. That's just not communicated here. There are 2 videos. We're talking about video and reasons to click videos. If you go to the top again, Tommy. All right, these are both videos.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, well, the second one, it's a blurred image of someone's baseball cap. And if you click on that, it's a guy failing in the snow to get this thing to work. After a while, it kind of works, but it doesn't really work. There's no success. It's
Okay.
You might want to reshoot that video, or it's honest marketing.
But if you go, Tommy, if you stop that one, do we have audio? I guess it's not going to work, right?
No, I can't pipe
Click
on.
the first one. Let's just watch this video.
I can hear it.
Okay, well, you're going to hear Game of Thrones kind of music.
Epic music.
But just keep waiting. It seems to pause. It's 16 seconds until somebody speaks.
Nice.
16 seconds.
Oh, my.
Usain Bolt could have run the 100 meters twice pretty much in that. That's not useful. Yeah. Like we were talking about
if
before.
you use Wistia or YouTube, you can see the
and see the drop off because it's going to be massive at the start. It really isn't going to be good.
Huh.
Let me add a few things. So one, I always recommend removing the right sidebar. We found through Sumi.com, like removing right sidebars, pretty much no one pays attention. Focus it on the main section of the content. Secondly, I don't know if it was Pep or Ollie, we're starting to talk about it. This could just be called like the ultimate battery charger. Because what I actually thought was kind of cool was at the bottom of it, it's like, well, you could buy all this shit for like $3 million, or you can get the ultimate charger for $140. And actually, once you started saying that, I was like, oh, that is kind of a nice thing to always have around.
Yeah.
Other things that I was wondering is that like Christmas special is good. It's a little offensive to Jewish people, but I just wonder why it's at the bottom of a page. Generally, I like having a price point surprisingly at the top and the bottom versus just only at the bottom. There's literally like, I think one of the things I was struggling with too is there's no color contrast. Where I didn't really know what was like towards the top. What's a link and what's a title versus what's like a subheadline. I know at Facebook that was one of the things that was very important. Was like links are always this color, titles are always this color, and so forth. And then there was no social proof or like I guess the videos, but that really didn't do a good job convincing. And Ali, you pointed out a really great one, which is like having a play button on the video, so like an image, right? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, it's and that pricing grid is so confusing.
Yeah, there's one thing I want to
scratch that out at least. I mean, the whole thing needs to redesign, but at least scratch it out.
Yeah, there was one thing I want to point out about the pricing too. Is like, say your ad that got someone to this page, or like whatever traffic source got somebody to this page, and they're excited about it. They get to this page. One of the first things they're going to see because they've been pre-sold on the product is they're going to look for the price. And if you come down here and the first price that I noticed was the $247.93 Pep, I think you saw the same thing. Then you look at the $159.95, and then you're like, what the? And then you see the $139. By that time, there's been so much dissonance introduced to the whole like I want to buy this process that I feel like I'm a little bit more confused. Then combine that with all the other trust elements or lack of trust elements, I'm like, maybe I'll see if I can find something at Best Buy.
They should just sign up for Unbounce or Shopify and then use their site and then put their product on there. Keep it simple for themselves.
There you go.
And the top as well. It looks like a bunch of shotgun shells in this thing up there in the hero strap. There's so many initial things that you get from this that aren't actually right or true. So I think Noah's point about like a value prop and the ultimate charging, that's really good. Don't put power to go in the headline either. You've got your logo there. That's who you are.
The other thing is too is there's no social proof. Like how many people have bought this? Like I would be way more convinced if it's the #1. Yeah, because Canada is freaking cold up there, right?
Yeah.
I call it America's beanie. Bad joke. So no one gets that. Anyways, the point I was saying is that like if it's like Canada's #1 power supply, and it had like featured at I don't know what your guys' stores are like Tim Hortons. But anyways, like that would make it much. There's no. I like social. Like, read Influence or one of those books about shit you need to do to convince people. But one of them for me is that like, oh wow, like it's featured in stores or seen on TV or like 500 people have bought it.
Right. That's a big deal, especially for something like this, which will make a great stocking stuffer, by the way. In
remote areas.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on. Stop giving crappy gifts. Actually, that's kind of funny. Gift tip guarantees you'll buy what they want every time. Ollie.
Yeah, this is a good headline. I get it. Crappy gifts. I mean, it's this time of year we're thinking about giving gifts, and like it's really difficult sometimes, especially if you buying them en masse, like say for a company, and you're trying to get a gift for everybody. It's really kind of difficult. But this is the one I was trying to talk about earlier. It was the wrong site. So if you click on the CTA there, Tommy. It did more than I did. Try again. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt here.
Okay.
What? Okay. Well, what it does when I was doing it, it scrolls you down to the bottom where the other CTA is. Like the last site did it right. If you have a lead gen form and you want to hide it, you still have a CTA above the fold to give someone a sense that they can do something, and it scrolls you down to the bottom of the page. That's great for lead gen. A click-through page, when it's working, this one takes you, you're like, I'm interested in this, I'm clicking on it, and then it takes me down to another click-through button with different information, a different offer. I'm like,
well, actually, Ollie, I disagree with you, because I read that headline and saw that picture. Great, I get it. My instant question was, but how? How do you make me not buy crappy gifts? And that takes me exactly to the answer I was looking for. Of course, they do a shitty job explaining it. You need to read through like 500 pages before you actually get it. They should just sum it up in one sentence. We email those people for you and find out what they want.
It was behaving differently before. If you go to the bottom, Tommy, this is where it was taking you. I've already said I want to go, and now you're asking me if I want to go again. That's like...
I mean, that would be good to have on the preview. So, like, having that form at that point instead of having me get started. So, instead of me clicking to go to the form, the one thing I'm wondering is two things. One, it says stop giving crappy gifts, but it's a little baby. So, I was wondering if it's for baby gifts.
Yes, and when you sign up, you have to enter the recipient's email and phone number of the 3-year-old. What?
Yeah, whatever that is. And I guess the thing, Ollie, I was kind of along the same lines as you, where I don't really understand. They want me to learn more or try now. I kind of think that they should, if it's learn more, like focus on that instead of trying now.
Yeah.
That's what, I guess generally the talk. I'm like, you want me to try it now or you want me to learn more? The only problem is like click learn more. So for me, the issue was, I'm not really sure what to do after I'm here. Like, it'd be better if it was numbered. Like, 1, your friend, you'd always get the shittiest gift. 2, we'll figure it out for you. 3, scroll down and sign up right now.
This is one of those instances where I'd actually be happy with a Lightbox video popping up as long as there was some microcopy underneath to being like, learn more, watch the video to show how it works. You know what I mean? Like, because then you've got, without that, like, you've got the scrolling text here, which if that's your thing, go for it. But I would love to see, you know, something that would, like, simplify all this for me and put it into a video format, you know?
It's a little too cute as well. Like, we say gift tip, you say what? That's I don't know. That's not helpful at all. It's just being cute.
And another clarity issue: find the perfect gift for $5. So is there service $5 or the gift $5?
Yeah, good point.
The last thing I'd add is like I think there's 2 things. One, I really like that they're using sumomi.com. I really like this. This is probably my winner because they're using sumomi.com. But the one thing I'd recommend is even making it more of a specific customer. So if it's like, this is a site for Oli Gardner to help find his girlfriend gifts. Like, that's a really great customer profile.
It would, if it comes with a free girlfriend as well, that would be beneficial.
Yeah. So a better example would be something, instead of stop giving crappy gifts, like find the perfect gift for your girlfriend, or always struggling with the gift for, like, making your customer profile narrower. It'll make it easier for you to probably convince people to try it out.
Yeah, and you got some great ad campaigns that could run from that too. Great segments. Excellent. Well, we're going to move on. I really like Gift Tip, though. I mean, from a design standpoint, I think that they've got one of the better designs that's out here.
Yeah, I would just quickly work on your subheads. People are scanning and it just says like these 3 words, boom, boom, boom. In isolation, they mean nothing. So I would just write a little bit more in those subheads, a little bit down, Tommy. Just the 1, 2, 3. It should say something like tell, search by.
Right.
Like, you know.
Yeah. All right.
Let's move on.
Moving on. SysPro, thinking about ERP. Your determines the strategy you should be following when selecting, implementing, and operating ERP. ERP is a business project rather than a technological Noah, start here.
Yeah. I mean, you know, everyone watching this can already see what sucks about them, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. Some of the most obvious stuff that I saw, obviously, 1, human language. They got to spell things out. Secondly, Tommy, I'm on a smaller browser than you.
Yep.
So if you shrink down your browser, I think most people should try a few different browser sizes. Not mobile, but even on the web. Like, I'm on my desktop now. The download button was below the fold.
Oh.
And it's one of those kind of annoying things that you always hear in every article, because generally it's true that you want above the fold the call to action of what you want them to do. So number 1, human language. We're going to cover that. Secondly, call to action above the fold. The thing that's interesting is they want you to download the guide, but the title is not really clear what is the guide. It's like a guide. It's kind of a little bit off to the left. It didn't really feel connected. It would be better as like 1 line at the top of that image to actually say what you're going to really be getting, so that I'm incentivized to join. The one thing I kind of keep saying is social proof. ERP is obviously, it's like a massive thing, so it'd be better if it's like, this is the ERP used by blah blah blah, like these companies. I always kind of like that on a page.
And
Can you tell me what ERP is?
And
I know
Enterprise Resource Planning.
Right, I had to Google that. Someone's obviously read that baby staring at the call to action case study, where they've got this Seth Godin type ERP guy looking over at the form, but there's nothing. Design your form in isolation, right? This should work without the rest of the page. There's no form header to tell me what I'm filling the form in for. Download what, right? The ad. We did have the ad for this one, and it does mention ebook, but here there's nothing about the fact that this is an ebook until you get down to the bottom. Show that. Like, he's not important. This guy's head, that's not important. The fact that there's an ebook on offer, that's important. So that needs to come up and be around the forms, like ebook, get ebook. So make it more specific. Congruence. Okay, so this is like a selfish kind of designed page. This is about, the goal is to download an ebook, right? So everything, that's the campaign goal. Everything on this page needs to talk about doing that, the benefit of doing that, what you're going to get when you do that, all of this kind of stuff. There's a lot of selfish stuff talking about the business here. Like that testimonial is not about the ebook. It's not about the benefit of reading the ebook. It's about the business. It's so disjointed from the goal of the page that you're asking people to care about something that isn't what they're going to get. That's a big disconnect.
Pat,
I agree with what everybody else said. A couple more thoughts here. Probably I'm not just thinking about ERP. Probably I have a specific question or a problem that I want to solve. Why no general? It's not really connecting with me here. And besides the copy being worst ever in design as well, the form, all fields mandatory. Why do you do that? Because even if you remove the asterisks, typically people volunteer all the information anyway, especially the company name. I can type whatever there if I don't want to share my company name. So why even bother? Country, you should pre-select the country I'm in, because you open that up, it's Afghanistan, Albania, alphabetical order. If I'm in the United States, that's at the very bottom, right? You need 5 minutes to scroll through all that stuff there. So form, not so good. And there's nothing really good about this page.
The one thing that I would recommend for them, I was at a 37 Signals workshop, I don't know, about 3 years ago, and before they started, and I think where I struggle, and I think a lot of people do this too, is you make the page and then you kind of fit the text to where the page is, right? You're like, oh, this is the page, and now I got to put all this stuff in. And so what they recommended, which I do today, is write the copy for your page. So like write it out before you do any of the design work, and then see if that makes sense. Because I'm sure if a human read this before they made any website, they probably have a different opinion. Like if they read out loud or said to a friend, like, look at this site and read it and see what makes sense, and they probably have a different experience. So I always encourage people to write out their websites before they do any coding or design work.
Oh, you've actually mentioned that in a previous episode too, and I think that's a great idea because it passes that scan test that you can.
Yeah, and then write down, like, answer the what, why, where, how. Right?
I just want to.
Why should I care? When? Or whatever it is, and then how do I get it? So just very linear.
Real quick here, I'm going to point out just a couple of comments, and then we're going to move on. Some comments from people on Twitter. Some people still aren't familiar or don't know what ERP is, but someone mentioned, Dustin actually mentioned yellow eye laser beams to the forms, right? So he's creating yellow eye laser beams over here to the form, and I think that's pretty funny.
That's imaginary, yeah.
Con Radical says, is the ERP guy in the toilets? Which I think is kind of
Thinking about it.
kind of funny. And then, if you don't know what you're buying ERP, like, bring more ERP. Let us know what ERP is, because I don't know what. I'm not thinking about ERP because I don't know what ERP is.
And just talk about the ebook. I mean, you could just take the copy down there, below the dude. It starts talking about the guide and search the guide. Just take that. Put a great headline there that explains what it is. Put those 3 bullet points, the image, and then your form. I mean,
talk about the specific problem you are solving. Okay, let's take the next one.
This is Cosmo Body. Fun workouts, fast results, easy to follow workouts, all under 30 minutes. Oli, start us off with this one.
This one's different again. Can you refresh in case there's a test going on here?
Sure.
Oh no, we won't see it.
No, that's what I got.
Because the last one had 3 repeating headlines, and I was going to try and get Pep to rap it. It was like a song. Yeah,
like a moving slider carousel?
No.
All right, what do we got for feedback, Ollie? What do you think of this page?
Yeah. What? Sorry. It's completely different to what it was.
Yeah, I'll start it off. So Ollie, I'm gonna step in while you think about it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll tag team, bro. It's like WWF or MMA. Is that what we do now?
Yeah.
And so a few things. One, I care less what it streams on. I care more that it's either been featured by or who it's helped. So I'd swap those 2 things. Coming up from the top of it and going down, fun workouts, fast results. I think a lot of people really resonate with like P90X or Insanity, which is like a very clear thing and a very clear result, right? So my friend Neville, if you guys want good copywriting advice, it's nevblog.com or copywriting course with 2 Ks. But it would be better if it's like a workout for like rich women who are 40 years old that only takes 20 minutes. Like that, I think, is much going to speak more clearly to the right audience. So I think a more specific customer that's like if you're rich, if you're poor, if you're fat, if you're already skinny, but something that's more specified. Secondly, like it's not mobile optimized. A lot of traffic comes mobile these days. I think people are completely ignoring it. To make sure that your page doesn't look, it looks at least halfway decent on a mobile site.
So much to the point too, Noah, that Google started implementing mobile-friendly tag into their mobile results.
Yeah, that's affecting search results, your rankings actually.
Yeah, it's like within the last
2 days ago.
The other thing that I always like doing, and I repeat myself because I'm just telling you the things that have always worked for me, is I like call to actions at the top and at the bottom. So if I'm scrolling down to see a testimonial, it'd be nice to see a fat picture of a girl maybe if they want to help fat people or skinny people, just see some pictures, and at the bottom of it, a call to action that's like start your free trial now. Not just at the top. Yeah, I guess I'll just repeat that again. I want to see some social proof or how many people have done it, or like a before and after. Like if you go to like mybodytutor.com or any of these health sites, a lot of them show like here's what most of my customers look like before it and then after it.
Noah, actually, Dustin asks on Twitter right now, and Pep, I'm going to actually kick something off to you in a second here too. No, Dustin asks on Twitter, if you're a new company and don't have social proof to pull from, what are alternatives you can use to instill trust on a page?
Exactly. So the things I'd recommend are you still are going to be helping people. So you don't necessarily say you've been featured in these kind of places, but you could show one person that's been helped. Like what people really want, like I faced it at mint.com, is people just want to believe.
Right.
And so you have to try to understand, maybe put live chat on there and talk to them about what would help your potential customer believe what you're actually saying. And that's really what you need to be answering, not necessarily just having social proof. It's what things are, because they don't know you at all. It's like a homeless person on the street. You just stumbled upon the site. And so you have to think about what kind of questions they'll have. Use live chat, figure those out, and add those to the pages.
Because this image that they have currently here does nothing. It communicates nothing. It says nothing. It adds nothing. It's completely useless. Even the butt is cut off, so we can't admire that. So, I mean, to Noah's point, yes, show a before and after. It's the best, easiest thing, and it works. It's a cliche, but it works, right? And the copy here, I mean, most people, unless you're a fan of Cosmo, don't just look at this site. They look at many other workout sites, and this is the copy is on every single fitness workout website. Fun, fast results. How fast? It says get in shape by holidays. Well, Thanksgiving next week? Well, that would be amazing, you know, or Christmas, 1 month, I'm going to be in shape, and define in shape and all that stuff. And tweets we love are not real tweets. You can't click on it. You can't verify it. They could have photoshopped it. If you're going to share tweets, embed the fucking tweets.
Or at least show the faces of those people.
Yeah.
If you go back up, Tommy, when I first saw this, I thought it was, my first reaction was brand infringement. Right? I thought this was something that wasn't actually attached to Cosmopolitan, because Cosmo is a very sexy, professional brand. This is an amateur-looking page. If you click on the CTA, I believe it goes to somewhere in Cosmo, and it actually looks really professional. This doesn't really, so I was questioning whether it was actually legitimate or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it is a legit Cosmo site.
It is, yeah. I looked further in it, and it actually is, but I was questioning that.
Yeah.
Start my free trial. How long is the free trial? And you know, you have to read the bullets to get any sense of what's going on here. Fun workouts, fast results, and it's streaming, so you know, streams on these devices. Am I going to really be doing a Cosmo workout in the street on my phone?
Right.
It's kind of weird. Like, where's the context of like, how am I going to use this? Like, where is it? You know, can I connect it? You got Apple TV. Okay, there's some ways you can get it on your TV if you're at home. It's a little hard to understand how I'm going to actually do this.
All right. Yeah, I completely agree. We do have to move on, fellas. So next up we have Trumpia, the most complete mobile strategy, SMS and mobile app and full automation. Pep, start us off.
Juan, can you say that again? Can you just do that one more time?
The most complete mobile strategy, SMS plus mobile app plus full automation. Fortune 500s love us, you will too. Name it.
That's exactly what I told Noah last week in our breakfast lunch meeting. Nobody says that. Is it a strategy? Is it an app? Which one is it? You know?
I don't know, but eBay, McDonald's, and Hillsong sure like it.
Did that impress you?
Yeah,
I
it
totally.
frees up my time, but is that a strategy? So the clarity of what it is pretty crappy. The Fortune 500 love us. Most people will not see that message. So who is it for and what the problem, the pain it solves is not clear at all. The form has 2 call to actions. Watch the free demo. Why is it behind the wall anyway? Send me pricing.
For the history of the internet.
Yeah, I mean it's not I'm not gonna give you my email address so I could see how much your damn product costs. Come on, you know.
Tommy, can you go right to the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, so get 25% off your first month. Okay, act now. So click on that button there, Tommy.
Okay.
Is that a fake hand they have on it?
Sure. Okay, so 25% off. That's the value code. Now we'd love to hear from you. Now I have to write you a fucking letter. Like, where's my discount gone? Where's the thing I'm getting a discount on? Now you're like, write me an essay. This is not what I asked for. This is not, this is really, really not good. So let's go back.
All right.
But that is the most confusing form I've ever seen. Like 2 buttons there. That is bizarre.
And also, most advanced features. And what's the number 1 most advanced feature? Show us. Scroll down, Tommy. What's the advanced? Oh, you can send SMS messages. Wow, so advanced. Woo.
I think one thing, the 2 things. But you know what's really interesting about this page for me? Tommy, if you don't mind, can you scroll up, please?
Yeah, sure.
How much more did you believe these guys when you saw eBay and McDonald's? I don't know if it's a lie, but once I saw those logos, and we just talked about social proof, I was like, man, these guys are, as much as their site's crap, like, they're helping big companies, so there must be something good here.
Right.
I think that was, like, that to me was a really interesting thing about psychologically how I connected with them. We've kind of highlighted some of the things. The 2 ones that I was curious about is this sounds like an enterprise product, and enterprise sales are not things that people do right away. Enterprise products takes POs and invoices and presentations and all that kind of stuff. So I do think like live chat on this page is essential. I found that live chat, as you do higher priced products, is really helpful because people have questions and they want to see like, wow, these guys have invested in what they're doing. I think I think Oli and Pep have really hit it, which is like figure out the one call to action that's best on this page, which is either the demo or pricing or just getting more info, whatever that is. And then the last thing that I would say, it's kind of a more nuanced, but I don't really like if you have a phone number at the top. At the top of the page, it had hours.
Yeah.
Just like get me because then I'm like, okay, let me see if I'm in Pacific and all this other stuff. Just like let me call when I want to call, and ideally you have someone there at least be able to take a message and respond.
Or have it actually understand the limitations. Like we know we're open these times.
Ooh.
Say we're open right now. If you want to call us right now, we're open. So I don't have to do any calculations like Noah's saying. I can just go, okay, they're around.
Yeah.
I might do that.
I would actually pull a page from, or pull a play from the Unpounce homepage too, where you guys have the Nemo Chu testimonial from Kissmetrics. I would have something very similar to that right here. Like, if you have somebody from eBay or McDonald's or Google or Honda, like, or Remax, Jesus, like, have that video testimonial right there, front and center, to add a little bit more credibility to the page.
You know what'd be interesting, Tommy, is if they just took the part below the watch why Fortune 500s love us.
Yeah.
Move that up. That's actually really interesting because I'd be like, yeah, I'd want to know why Fortune 500s love you for SMS marketing.
Right.
And then secondly, I would highly recommend if you're a serious company not using YouTube to play your videos. One, you get analytics with Wistia or Vimeo. And secondly,
YouTube analytics is actually pretty damn good.
With YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing with YouTube that discourages is that it could possibly show ads. I just want to have more control over the things I do versus letting YouTube do it.
Yeah, and it's got a share and the information thing at the top there. It's on that. It just looks cheap, and especially if it is enterprise. Go up again, Tommy.
Yeah. The
prime real estate here. You've got this phone, and it says join. Thanks for joining our mobile club. Like this is kind of wasted space here. There's no value in me reading what's inside the phone there.
Yeah.
You really show something that makes me, who's looking for this solution, go, huh? It does that. That's cool.
Right. That's a very good point. We do have to move on, guys. We have one more page left, and then we're going to open it up for Q&A and voting. Last but not least, we have Express Home Buyers. We have bought 1,500 homes since 2003. Ollie. Start us off.
This is for buying homes in Baltimore. I guess somebody has to buy them there. It's, The Wire didn't really help their reputation much. This guy here in the, where is it? This guy looks like he's in court for like because his dog ate a child or something. This is not a friendly-looking guy. And if you like the video is just so embarrassing. No, we're not gonna hear it, but it looks like he's in trouble. He's like sitting in a court, like he's all depressed, and look at that. Looks like he's
confessing a murder. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a defense attorney ad.
Or somebody in Guantanamo.
But I like the idea of like the thing that was my favorite on this page. I actually thought the founder looks more legit. It looks like a stepdad. But I really love the get offer in 7 minutes. That was my favorite part because I was like. Well, and I think the thing that just needs to be, I think, as Ali has talked about, like some visual hierarchy. It's like we have bought 15 homes. I love that part. We've bought 1,500 homes in Baltimore since 2003. We love buying cash because we have a lot. We're rich white people, and we're here to help you out. Fill out your info, and we'll get back to you in 7 minutes.
However, Noah, now once you fill out these form fields, get offer in 7 minutes, you are taken to a form with 15 form fields.
No way. Does it take 7 minutes to fill out the form?
So, I can be a mind reader. I'm going to predict that the drop-off rate on the next page is massive because the expectation is that I'm going to get an offer, but no.
Yeah,
so you need to manage the expectation here.
Huh, can you fill it out?
Ready for the shot.
No, I'm not filling this out.
Oh, man. Put in, well, you can put in my info. It's fine.
All right. That's gonna be
but
fun.
XXX, YYY, blah, 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 you know.
Yeah.
The copy's really tiny on this page. There's some really good copy on this page. It's well written, some of it, but it's tiny.
Well, some of it is unnecessary. Fill out the form and click the button. I mean, if you have to explain it, you're doing it wrong.
You good?
And let me address these two faces before you click to submit.
Sorry for the fake lead, guys.
So is this like real people that own this site? They submitted it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah. I see the second page.
Well, just one other tiny thing on this page is that what I found out is that, okay, you got me, you kind of tricked me a bit. You gave me like a little bit, and you want me to do more work, and then you want me to do more work. All I would expect on this next page is at least give me an expectation of like how many more pages I have to do. Is it? I have to do
the same call to action as the one before.
Yeah, it should be like the first one should be like submit or some shit, but the second one should be like it's the last page. Otherwise, I'm like, well, I thought this was the offer in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. And so bottom of the page, you go right to the bottom, Tommy. Why is there a Pinterest button there? Who's gonna pin this?
I mean, who's gonna like it? Who's gonna tweet it? Who's gonna do anything? Come on.
The video here is good. I thought when I first saw this, 7 minutes bullshit, but then I watched this video and I kind of believe it now. It's actually pretty good. Forget that courthouse video. Bring this one up. If someone's gonna watch a video, make them watch the important one.
But if you move it up, you need to remove one of the faces because faces are huge to draw attention. And if there are 3 or 2 faces here, we have a special part in our brain solely dedicated to processing faces. Right. So if you're going to move this up, get rid of other faces.
The one thing I'd wonder is like a little bit of proof because we've been talking about someone on Twitter and so forth. It's like they bought houses. Like I'd either like to see them with cash or see someone's house or see some type of thing that besides just the 2 guys telling people what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Just show, here's a photo of our money.
Goes back to social proof.
Yeah, it's some type of thing that makes me believe because if I submitted that form and it goes to another form, now I'm like, what are you guys actually doing with all my information? I get a little more skeptical. Yep. But like if they've spent like $7 million buying X amount of homes, I'm like, wow, these guys are actually kind of legit.
And for the form header, again, tenants in isolation. Get a free cash offer on your home.
Ooh,
you get it on. Because a cash offer for what? Like,
That's some great points, guys. We actually do have to close up the comments on this because we are going to go to Q&A and voting now. I'm going to just do a quick recap of everybody, and if you guys watching on Twitter want to use the hashtag PageFights to ask any questions, go ahead and do that as I recap. We've got contestant number 1, above grade level, in-home tutoring. Contestant number 2, Paulus. Contestant number 3, Score Revolution, discover and license music from Danny Elfman. Contestant number 4, carcoin.com.au. Power to Go, contestant number 5. Contestant number 6 is gifttip.co. Number 7 is SysPro, thinking about ERP. What are we on? 7? Cosmo Body. 8, Trumpia. Oh no, 9 was Trumpia, and Express Homebuyers is number 10. We're going to open it up to Q&A sessions now. I'm going to just open up this folder here. So, someone actually asked on Twitter, if tweets are embedded, going back to one of the social proof sections here, if tweets are embedded, wouldn't that be considered a leak, Pep? And what's the most successful way to do that? Because you did recommend...
They're not going to click through it and go to Twitter and start tweeting to their buddies about shit. It's just that it makes it believable. If it's a photo or like a screenshot of a tweet, I'm thinking you're hiding it because it's actually a fake tweet. So if it's a real tweet, I'm actually going to believe it. So no leak there.
I would probably do something more of an image. Like, I just don't want that. I was actually surprised. Like, we have links to people that are using SumoMe on our site, and people go and look at their sites to see if that kind of stuff is installed. So I think you could make it easier. I just like saying, at least I think for that page specifically, it's like show the face of the person, the name, and maybe the day they did it.
Yeah, that's actually a good point too, Noah. That makes me think of something. Ollie, like when you see like the sites using this, and it brings people over to another page. Like I know this happened yesterday. I actually lost track of the page that I was on because I got kind of wrapped up in the website that I ended up going to.
Yeah, and you run into the danger there. This site, if you go to that site and then you form a negative impression, like, well, I don't actually like that site. It may be using the technology or whatever that I'm exploring and trying to verify that I don't like these guys. That's dimming my trust factor of this thing because it's used on a site that I don't like. So I don't know. Moving away from something like that is dangerous.
So you think maybe just a better curation, but then how do you bring people back over to your site? You see what I'm saying?
I just wouldn't send them away in the first place. I mean,
how many times have you guys gone to Facebook and then forgot what you're doing?
Every damn day. I don't know how I get paid.
I'm on Facebook right now. What?
There's only one thing to do, and try to make that. Like, one thing I was just thinking about is I was on the Unbalanced landing page, and it's awesome. And you have to think, these guys are landing page pros. They probably spend a lot of time on their landing page, aka just go copy them, right? And then from there, go iterate and figure out for yourself what's actually working or not. But try to understand what are other people doing that they've already kind of gone through that work.
Let's see. So someone says, for me, seeing logos on big companies on pages with poor design is a big disconnect. Makes me think.
Well, are you a big company, dude? If you are not a big company, of course it's a disconnect.
Yeah, so I think that goes back to the SMS page there. Now, how would you I mean,
well, he's talking specifically about the design. Like, if it looks like cheap design, but you have big clients, it's like, I don't believe you have these big clients because you spend.
I mean, big companies and bad design go hand in hand. That's what big company means. Shitty design, outdated software.
Not every big company.
I mean, I work with big companies all the time. I see the terrible shit that's going on. I mean, to me, that's the same. I mean, of course there are sexy brands out there, but most are not.
Yeah. Pep, if I don't have the resources to get professional photos or videos taken, what can I do to represent my product well?
Do you have a phone that takes pictures? Yes. So there you go. Done. Problem solved.
Well, the other thing you could do is that there's a lot of people who, yes, if you have a phone, if you know what's funny, I was giving a speech and someone had a flip phone. They're like, I actually don't have a camera. I was like, what the fuck? Anyways, what you could do that's really clever is go to Craigslist or whatever your local photography person or video person, have them do it for free, but then give them branding or recognition for it, right? So if you don't have money, find someone who needs recognition, and then they get recognition on your website.
Which goes right back to the question earlier, what if you are a new company and you don't have any social proof? That's what you do. You offer your services for free so that you can put a testimonial on there. I did this for these people.
Noah, from a person who has formerly done video and photography work, I'm going to disagree with you on that because that's terrible and perpetuates a very bad thing throughout the video and photography world. I know it causes lots of problems for the video freelancers that I know. However, what I will say is that there are lots of resources, one of which was one of the last articles I wrote on Conversion XL, that talk about how to get professional quality photographs and videos from iPhones and cheap, relatively cheap and very accessible camera phones. I would recommend that you look out to that. And what a lot of people don't realize about photography in general is that it's not necessarily the camera itself or the skill of the photographer. It's more about the lighting than anything else. A lot of before and after photos, there was just something that was done I don't remember where I saw it now, but it was showing before and after photos for a fitness site, and how the lighting changes, how just changing the lighting makes it so like muscles look different and everything like that.
Yeah. Plus, in the after shot, you always need to shave your chest hair, put some oil on your body.
Exactly.
But
yeah,
if you want good lighting, sunny day, go outside. No studio needed.
Yeah. There's tons of great resources out there for taking professional-looking photographs with just easily accessible stuff. Take that, launch off, take it to at least get some social proof or some, customers and whatnot, and then invest in photography. But yeah. Con Radical says, who else sees Noah and thinks of The Rock?
Hey.
Oh, yes. Dwayne Johnson, and his biceps are as big.
I would say more like the Jason Statham, but I'll take The Rock. I'm like the Jewish Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, I'll go with that.
There we go. I'm going to ask one more question, and I've been told that voting is closed now, which is fantastic. Oli, how can you tell what the minimum amount of info you need from someone is?
Like on
a form.
It depends on the quality of what you want to get. Sometimes you need to put friction in front of people, right? If marketing and sales ever talk to each other, and they often don't, they hate each other, and but marketing wants tons of leads, sales just wants a couple of really high quality ones. So sometimes you need to put a lot more stuff in people's way. But it depends what you're looking for. I mean, if you're just looking for numbers, if it's marketing for marketing, so you're doing lead gen because you're going to remarket to people, then you want a high volume, so you just name, email, or just email. Because then you're going to ask for more stuff as you go down, pushing through the funnel, get more content marketing, whatever it is you're doing. But if you need all that information right away, you might need more of it. I mean, an example for us, our hiring process at Unbounce is really cool. Like, if someone sends us a resume, we just delete it. We don't look at it, we delete it, throw it away. You have to open a free account and create a landing page telling us why we should hire you. So immediately, that friction, all the donkeys run away. None of them apply. We only get exceptional people. So that's a good example of putting friction in people's way to increase the quality of what you're getting.
Right on. Pep, do you have anything to add to that? Or Noah, you look like you're anxious to add to that.
No, I was just flexing.
Oh, okay.
I found, one of the interesting things.
Someone tells him he looks like The Rock, and now he's just going to be like looking and kissing his biceps all day long.
I'm just looking in the mirror all day. I mean, I found that when, like, on my personal blog homepage on okdork.com, I found that the bounce rate and the time on site, all the metrics went up when I made people actually give me their email address, because they actually had to invest a bit on that experience. I'm sure there's some psychology or book about it, but I don't know if there's, to Oli's point, I don't know if there's to me, in my opinion, like a right or wrong way. I have found that sometimes making people earn things makes them appreciate what they actually get if it's actually good.
Excellent. That's a great point.
Well, yeah, typically email, if you just build a list or generate small leads, email is all you need. For me, as an agency owner, having a budget drop down that weeds out people with no money is huge. So you want to qualify people.
Yeah, and one of the things, like, I do personal, every now and again I do personalized consulting, and like I have a super long involved form because I want to weed out the donkeys ahead of time before I take time to do any sort of consultation with them. So like, it all depends, I think, on ideal length, on like what you're trying to accomplish there. So yeah. That's really it. We're just tallying up. We have a winner. We're tallying up the second and third right now. Anything anyone would like to add before we announce the winner?
I hope people, it's easy for us to come and shit on your page. And you guys, it's same in our business. It's easy for you guys to come to suonly.com or Conversion Excel or Unbounce and be like, oh, either these guys have been doing it too long or, oh, it's shitty. But I mean, I think that what I've realized, what separates the winners from the losers, is that you go back, you take good feedback, you see what other people are doing, and you make it better. So I hope it's all with love, and then we want everyone to go kick ass and do well with all the feedback that we've been giving.
You're here.
Yeah, we scrutinize our own stuff with the same level of intensity too.
I was thinking, I want Oli and Pep to come and shit on our pages, and then
have
A pro edition.
different
of Page
edition,
Fights.
right? We have a bunch of us on here, and we just look at our own shit.
That's
That'd
fun.
be interesting because I wanted your guys' opinion to be like, no, and then I, either go test it or go change it if it made sense.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea. All right. And Alex Bass actually asked, the landing page I submitted was not in the running. It wasn't 100% complete, though. Will there be another time I can submit? Yes, we're actually doing Page Fights again. At the beginning of the year, we're taking December off for the holidays, and we'll be doing another Page Fights at the beginning of the year. So if you subscribe to the Page Fights list by going to pagefights.com/with-Noah, you can...
We are doing
Hey, Euro edition is like next week.
Yeah. That I thought that was closed off, though. So yeah, we are doing a Page Fights Euro edition, though, and you can definitely ask about, we can tell you where that's going to be. So, so go to pagefights.com/with-Noah, and you can find out about all the different editions that Page Fights is going to be doing, and it'll be awesome. We have a winner. It coming in at number 3, we have Carcoin. If I can get my mouse to function properly.
Oh, we don't do that shit?
Coming in at number 3, we have Carcoin. Sell your car faster. Congratulations for coming in number 3. You don't win anything, but at least you came in number 3. Next up, we have Gift Tip at number 2. Stop giving crappy gifts. I really like the value proposition on this page, guys. And then at number 1, our winner is... Congratulations, you have won 6 months of Unbounce Pro 99 for free and free access to the Conversion XL conversion course, which, Pep, when's that start?
Next month sometime.
All right, fantastic. And it's going to be great. I've actually taken the course. I think it's fantastic. You're going to learn it. And hopefully you'll be able to make a lot more money off of your stuff. Fantastic. If you want to become a subscriber to Page Fights and get exclusive access to bonus gifts, like Noah has some gifts for you, tell us a little bit about those gifts, Noah.
If you go to appsumo.com/pagefights...
Oh, don't tell people.
Oh, shit. Don't go to that site that I didn't mention. But, what do you want me to tell you to do?
What's the exclusive offer you have for the Page Fights audience members?
Yes. So there's an offer. If email list matters to you and you want to grow your email list, then the offer is going to be good for you.
What is it?
What the fuck do you want me to say?
It's email templates, correct? With email templates, yeah?
Oli and Tommy and Haley and Stephanie.
All right. If you are a subscriber to Page Fights, go to pagefights.com/with-Noah and become a subscriber. We'll send you out an exclusive offer from Noah Kagan of Sumo Me, and that's cool. And that's pretty much it. Noah, do you have any takeaways?
I think there's a lot. I mean, some of the highest level stuff, it's even for me to go back and look on my own page, is that you can always learn from looking at others, right? So as we were talking about other people's sites, you can always learn and think about for yourself. I think social proof has been a huge thing we've talked about, mobile on your page. And then third, I think one of the things that Oli and Pep have done a good job highlighting is really just like, is your language human? Right? Can you read your site out loud to another human, and it's something that's compelling for them to want to, actually, if it's the right human, go and join or participate or buy whatever action you want them to take.
That's a big one. And our episode with Joanna Weeb actually talks about that quite a bit. We're going to sign off for now. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you soon.
See you guys.